Welcome to update number 21, and I will show you what progress I have made on the layout. I've now filled in the gaps here and got a little bit of a slope, a little sort of ledge area here in front of the retaining wall. Filled this bit up. Still just got this little bit to do here. I have got this retaining wall fixed into place with the supports. These three here are not glued in place yet. This one in the corner is. It's actually very sturdy now, very steady. And I have also done this side here as well. Again, this one is fixed in place, and these other small supports are not. Just trying to get a better picture here. It's light casts a bit of a shadow on this side, but I think you get the idea of what that looks like. And I've also done this side here. Actually had given this a lot of thought whether I wanted from the corner here, which is the edge of one sheet of the wall that I bought, whether I wanted to have that slope down to meet somewhere here, but in the end I decided just to cut it into the landscape. That way the slope on this embankment here will continue around until it meets that wall. So that's that part done. I've also filled up the gap here as well. It's not all smooth, it's going to be sloping down a little bit because as well it has to, the height here and the height down there is obviously different, so it's a gentle slope, although the top of the wall is level, so I'll have it fluctuates just a little bit. Still not entirely sure how high I want to come up here with this landscape, but not too high because I want to be able to see that embankment on this section here. So the next question for me is, what am I going to put in this area? And I have been contemplating just putting some of my fir trees that I used to have in the old part of the layout, if you recall, just at the back, right at the top there of the hill. And I do have quite a lot of them, so I might just make this a just densely forested area. The only downside of that is if I'm standing at the other end of the layout in that direction, it will obscure the view a little bit. And one of the objectives of this change was being able to see most of the layout whilst standing anywhere on the left or the right. I could see everything. Now I do know that with this embankment wall, if I'm standing at the far end, again in that direction, I won't see the trains just for a short period of time as they run along here, but that's fine. I mean, there needs to be something here because of the bridge crossing. There needs to be some sort of landscape. To me, it wouldn't look convincing if this had been just gently sloped up to this, because you just would have had this branch line on a little spur of land just coming up. So that's a little compromise I've had to make there. And then the other thing I need to contemplate is what's going to go on behind the station. Again, I'm thinking of just building the landscape up, putting a little retaining wall at the back of the platform here, and then just having the landscape gently slope up, and again covering that area with trees. I still need a signal box for this area here, which I think will be placed somewhere in this area here. That way it's got a view of all the station and the goods shed. And this isn't going to remain here, that's just my farmhouse from before, which I still think will go somewhere in here. Again, that's a gentle slope down, not as steep as I originally had planned, because I made this retaining wall here more level, but still a slope on it, and that will be my vineyard and fruit trees, etc., going all the way down almost to about there. The other thing I've got to do is, certainly along the inside here, once I've fixed the supports, is to lay some ballast along there and fill up that gap. I mean, on this side it was just ballast from the bottom of the wall to the track. Here, because it's wider, there's probably going to be some greenery, bushes, etc., all along there on that side. On this side it'll just be ballast, and again some greenery and bushes, but not as much as on this side, just growing at the base of the wall. And then I need to, still a little bit of a step here, so I just need to raise it up with probably another bit of cardboard or something, and I can complete the grounding on this little section here. And then this will, as I said, all be a forested area, greenery, etc. And that's where I am at the moment. Then I still have to think about how I'm going to finish off the landscaping here. Haven't really given that much thought, but good shed. It's going to have some sort of dirt, gravel yard where trucks, etc., and I'll have other bits and pieces trucks can park, other bits and pieces laying around, ready to be loaded onto the wagons. And then finally, it's this, got to work out the road to the station, probably a parking area here, again some sort of area here for trucks and vans, etc., because that's a little goods shed there as well, attached to the main station. So a road of some sort, and then I think a couple of buildings, just that's it, 2, maybe even 3 depending on the size, just to make up a little village, if you will, or group of houses next to the station, and then just complete the scenery behind here. I'm not too sure what I'm going to put on here. This slope will probably end up being like this, just overgrown with vegetation, maybe some trees here. I'm not sure yet, but that will probably be one of the last things I do. From now I'm going to work from the back to the front on the scenery, and then I've got this very last thing I'm going to do, but I still haven't figured out what I want to put here. So it's but that's still a long way away. I'm quite happy now that I've got, well, certainly the track laid and the supporting walls all in place. It's just some landscaping and scenery that needs to be done, and I've still got some ballasting to do around the points and around here. I'm leaving the level crossing free at the moment because I may still move that around just a little bit, depending on what sort of buildings I'm going to put for the village. So a lot of things for me to think about. What I'll finish off with for today is some running videos, and you can see some other trains moving along the main line and over the branch line. As always, thanks for watching, and see what happens next.